Okay, today we're going to talk about maintaining your weight loss. You know, I always think that because I have so much weight to lose, that everybody out there has weight to lose. But a lot of you have already hit your goals, or you're pretty close to your goal, and you might have to be learning how to maintain a little bit. I've always felt that maintaining is more of a struggle than losing weight. You know, if you want to lose weight, you just have to stop eating certain foods and keep them in proportion to what sizes and how much you're eating at each meal. But when you're on maintenance, you're not trying to lose weight, you're trying to stay the same. So it's like a healthy balance of trying to figure out what you can eat, when you can eat it, and how much you can eat of it without putting a weight gain on. Our Weight Watcher leader recommends that you weigh at least twice a month. You only have to weigh within your goal weight. I think I'm not sure, so I hate to say a certain amount of weight. I think it's 5 pounds, but I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't want to give out misinformation. But as long as you're within your goal range, you don't have to pay. But once you go over it, you have to pay for the meeting, which in my state is, well, my city actually is $16.50 a month. And why pay that if you don't have to? And it's easy to let a month get away from you. Look at April, I gained 5 pounds, so I would have had to pay for the meeting. Whereas if you go every other week, you can kind of get it in check. But they said that the most challenging part of weight loss in this article that I read is not the losing, but the maintaining. And it goes for those same reasons, because you have to learn what you can eat and what you can't eat and how much you can eat of stuff. And that can be hard. They did a study, and they said that 65% of people always return to their old way of eating. That's why I'm in no big hurry to lose my weight. I want this to be my old way of eating. I've been doing this on Weight Watchers now since December of 2016, so that means I've been at it for 17 months. I've lost roughly 65 pounds, and it's taken me 17 months to do it, but it's becoming my new way of eating. I don't have a fear so much that I'm going to go back to the old way that I was before, prior to December of 2016. But there's always that little devil on my shoulder that's telling me, you know, remember how good pop tastes? Remember when you had pizza, pop, and cupcakes? Oh, well, that was such a heavenly dinner. But then the angel on my other shoulder is saying, yeah, you ate that, you enjoyed it, you had a good time with it, but then what happened afterwards? You felt crap. You felt like really bad, and you didn't sleep well. You were agitated. Your ankles, so you had cankles. They swollen. They got swollen, and was it really worth it? You know, for that, 1 minute on the lips, forever on your hips is such a true saying, because you have to balance it. And I'm finding that I keep going back to April because it was my defining month of how bad I was doing, that how I was trying to go back to my old way of eating. But the inner self, my inner angel, the one on my shoulder that's really working overtime in April, she should get like an extra pair of wings. She should get a little wing badge. You know, like when you were little and you went, I never did when I was little, but when you flew I don't know if they still do it, maybe they still do, but you got little captain's wings that you wore when you flew when you were a little kid. And and you know, yesterday I said, I remember when I was a child I had to drive like a mile to get to McDonald's. You know what, I didn't go back far enough. Because when I was a small child, because I was born in 1950, there weren't any burger stands that you went and got fast food burgers from. And it was a whole different scenario back then. It really was. You had to make your hamburgers. You had to make your fried chicken. You had to make all of that stuff yourself, because you just couldn't run to the store. I think the first McDonald's was in California, and I think it was in 1957. I would have only been 7 years old, and I was not in California, so I did not have that. And I remember that my mother one time took us out to the Howard Johnsons for a dinner. There was 6 of us, and I probably was 11 or 12. And it cost so much, and we wasted so much food. My mother never took us out to eat again as a family. We never went. I don't have any memory of going to a restaurant other than that Howard Johnson's when I was little, because it didn't taste as good as the food that you get at home. Nowadays, even the food, sometimes the food that you get at home is always better than the food you're going to get out. But if you know an old grandma, if you're a young spring chicken out there, and you know a grandma, ask them to make homemade chocolate chip cookies. Not the ones that you slice and then put on a cookie sheet, and not the ones where you just add an egg and whip it up like in the box. I mean a true home-baked cookie, or a true home-baked pie with a pie crust. It's so different. And I think that the reason we weren't overweight. I don't, I was thinking this because I'm going off track, I know, but Jim and I went to breakfast at my favorite restaurant, the Original Pancake House in Grosse Pointe, Michigan. And I did make a wise choice, although it could have been better, is I ordered the pecan pancakes. And I usually order a full order, and this time I only ordered a half order. So I'm making progress. I'm a work in progress, and it was even when the waitress said, would you like a full order or a half order? I almost said a full order because I don't go there that often. But no, I said a half order. So where was I going with this? I don't even know. Oh, I know where it was. As I was sitting there, I was observing the people coming into the pancake house. And every single person that I saw going into the pancake house was overweight. Every single person. There was not one thin person there. And I remember when I was younger, and even the children, there was a couple kids that came in because some of the schools don't have school today. But a couple of the kids that came in, they were overweight too, and it was sad. It's just, I don't remember overweight children when I went to school. I don't know why. Well, I know why. It's because they were outside playing, exercising. They weren't sitting in front of a TV. We didn't get picked up from school. We walked to school. We walked back, no matter what the weather was. We didn't call somebody on the phone to see if they were home. We walked over there, and if they weren't home, you got a little bit of exercise, and then you walked back home, and that was it. You couldn't call somebody to ask for a homework assignment. You walked to their house, and you copied their, like the assignment, not the answers, just the assignment, and then you brought it home and you did it. It was just so much different. And the food wasn't as processed. I don't remember like a milk. Like I bought milk the other day, I think today's the 4th, and the milk is dated for May 27th. No, we had to drink the milk within a week or it went bad. Even the bread, and it's just, don't get me on that rant. All the preservatives, and I think that's why there's so many cancers. I think there's why there's so much autism in the world. I just think it's something with the chemicals. We're just messing with our food, and I think the food is coming back and saying, hey, this is not how we're supposed to be consumed. Anyway, enough of that little rant, because now I'm going long. Look what time it is. Again. And so like I said, 65% of people return to their old way of eating, and that's why diets just don't work. You can't say that you're on a diet. You have to just say, I'm changing my lifestyle. And your lifestyle is going to include all foods of all kinds, and you're going to be successful if you do that. And the correct way to lose weight is to have the proper nutrition. If you're hungry and you reach for that bag of chips, try to think that, well, let me have an apple first, and if the apple doesn't satisfy me, then maybe I'll have a couple chips. You don't have to eat the whole bag of chips, just a couple chips. But eat an apple, eat an orange, especially now in this weather in the United States. It's now our spring and summer, so all the fresh fruits are coming out, and that'll be nice. But these are some ways, 9 ways to maintain your weight. And the first one is to start each day with a workout. That doesn't mean you have to go to the gym. It doesn't mean you have to run a marathon. Just do some, I have some 5-pound weights next to my bed that, like I just do some leg. This is my arm. It's not my leg. This is an arm. See? Arm. I'm not going to show you my leg because I can't lift it that high. But I do some arm lifts with these 5-pound weights, and I do some presses and stuff just to kind of build some upper body strength, because the older you get, the more you lose your body strength. Trust me, I know. The second thing to do is maintain a food journal. That doesn't mean you have to be like everything you write, everything you eat you have to write down. But if you're conscious of what you're eating and you think you're going to write it in a journal, you're going to think twice about, do I really want to write down that I had a bag of chips? Something like that. You want to maintain that. Number 3, do not skip meals. I know this is like, practice what you preach. I eat 2 meals, and I don't skip meals. I eat my lunch and I eat my dinner. And they're pretty big meals. They really are. But it keeps me going through the day, and that's all that matters. I've tried 3 meals. It doesn't work for me. 3 meals turns into 6 and 7 and 8 meals for me, and I just can't do that. Number 4 is plan your meals weekly. I basically do that in a sense. I grocery shop once a week. I used to grocery shop almost every day. My food budget has come way down since I just do it once a week. And you just kind of plan that I'm going to have this on this day, this day. You can change it up along the way, but you kind of have a general idea. You're going to have chicken one day, a pork chop another day, spaghetti another day, and you have all that stuff. If you have all that food prepared, you're less likely to go back into the store and do an impulse buy. Prep your meals in advance. I showed you my Rubbermaid containers that I keep my stuff in. I don't wash it. I found out if I washed it first and then put it into the containers, for some reason they tend to spoil. And I don't know if that's something with the additives that we have in our water, the fluoride and things like that. I don't know if that plays into it. But I have found that if I just put my vegetables in right from the bag, from the grocery, right into the container, and then wash it as I use it, it stays fresher way longer. Eat breakfast. I can't. I tried really hard. I just can't eat breakfast. But in my defense, I don't get up till 9:30 or 10 o'clock in the morning. And I eat my first meal about 1. I go for a walk every morning, which takes me about an hour. And then when I get home, I drink 34 ounces of water, which probably takes me about half an hour to drink. And then I take my shower and stuff. So I'm not really ready to eat until much before 1. If I get really busy, sometimes I don't eat till 2 and 3. And, you know, I have enough weight to sustain me that it doesn't really affect me. Number 7, time your meals. That I do. I do that. I usually, if I'm going to eat my lunch at 1, I eat my dinner at 7. I like to have them 6 hours apart. And then if I eat at 7, I usually go to bed at 1 or 2, so that's 6 hours later. And then if I'm a little bit hungry, I drink a little bit of water before I go to bed, and then I go to sleep, and so then my body just works with what they got. Number 8, be aware of your liquid calories. I know a lot of you drink Diet Pop. I never drink Diet Pop. The only Diet Pop I drink is Diet Verner's, and that's only when I'm sick. I don't like the taste of it. It leaves an aftertaste in my mouth. Now they're finding out that the additives in it is not good for you. And I'm not like a big wine drinker or beer drinker. I am a big pop drinker, so I stay away from that. And I'm very fortunate because I like my tea black, and I don't put anything in it. So that helps. But if you have coffee, try sugar-free things and things like that. And number 9, the most important thing of all, is be consistent. Realize that even though whether you're losing or maintaining, you have to be consistent in your plan. You have to know this is what you want to do, and don't think of it as a life sentence. Think of it as a life enjoyed, that a sustaining life that's going to make you live longer, a fulfilling life. And never think of it as a punishment, because eating good foods should not be a punishment. It should not ever be a punishment. And you can celebrate with good foods. You really can. Nobody's going to say for my birthday I want a big bowl of fruit instead of a piece of cake. But, you know, you can make allowances is what I'm trying to say. I hope this was a helpful article for you. Like I said, I'm not going to do one on the weekend, but I will show you one on Monday. I'll do another one. I think on Monday, I read something about exercise. What better way to start the week than to know that you need to exercise? So I'll do that on Monday. So I will see you guys on my daily vlog. Okay, while I was editing this video, I realized that I said that my meeting is $16.50 a month. No, it's $16.50 a week. I wouldn't mind paying $16.50 a month, but no, it's $16.50 a week because I pay $66. But you know what? It's worth it to me. I spent $66 on fast food in a month easily, if not more. But I also forgot to tell you to subscribe if you're new to my channel. Leave me a comment. Give me some suggestions on some snacks I can eat. And what else can I ask you for? To share if you think it'll help somebody. I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Well, actually, I'll talk to you on my daily vlog.